Hello everyone. In our previous YouTube lecture, that is Microbial Genetics Part 1, we have discussed about the bacterial genome, its organization and bacterial chromosome. In addition to the single large circular chromosome, bacterial cell often contains much small uncoiled circular duplex DNA molecules, which are called plasmids. These DNA molecules are found in essentially all types of bacteria and play a significant role in bacterial adaptation as well as in evolution. Now, plasmids vary widely in size from a few thousands to hundreds of thousands of base pairs and are most often circular molecules of double-stranded DNA. However, some bacteria have linear plasmids and some plasmids are single-stranded DNA. The number of copies also varies among plasmids, and bacterial cells can harbor more than one type of plasmids. Therefore, a cell can harbor two or more different types of plasmids with hundreds of copies of same plasmid type and only one or a few copies of other type. Like chromosomes, plasmids encode proteins and RNA molecules and replicate as the cell grows, and the replicated copies are usually distributed into each daughter cell when the cell divides. However, unlike chromosomes, plasmids generally do not encode functions essential to the bacterial growth. That is, the plasmid is indispensable for bacterial growth. Instead, they provide a gene products that can benefit the bacterium under certain circumstances, but are not always essential. Now we will discuss about some properties of plasmids. To exist free of the chromosome, plasmids must have the ability to replicate independently. DNA molecules that can replicate autonomously in the cell are called replicons. Plasmids, phage DNA, and the chromosomes are all replicons. To be a replicon in a particular type of cell, a DNA molecule must have at least one origin of replication or oricite where replication can start. Some plasmids begin replication by theta mode. Other types of plasmid replicate by a very different mechanism called rolling circle replication. The host range of a plasmid is another properties. It includes all the type of bacteria in which the plasmid can replicate, and it is usually determined by the ORI region. Some plasmids such as COL-E1, PBr322, PUC, PET, they have a narrow host range. These plasmids replicate only in Escherichia coli and some other closely related bacteria such as Salmonella, Klebsiella species, etc. But in contrast, plasmids with a broad host range include the RK2, RSF1010 plasmids. These plasmids with the ORI region of RK2 can replicate in most type of gram-negative bacteria. Another characteristic features of plasmid is their copy number. Copy number is the average number of that particular plasmid per cell. More precisely, we define the copy number as the number of copies of the plasmid in a newborn cell immediately after cell division. Some plasmids such as PIJ101 replicate enough time to populate the cell with hundreds of copies. Plasmids that have high copy number are called relaxed plasmids. However, others such as ape plasmid of Escherichia coli replicate only once or a few times during the cell cycle. These low copy number plasmids have a tight mechanism for regulating their replication and are called stringent plasmid. Another function of plasmid that is controlled by the ORI region is incompatibility. Incompatibility refers to the ability of two plasmids to coexist stably in the same cell. Many bacteria, as they are isolated from nature, contain more than one type of plasmids. These plasmid types coexist stably in the bacterial cell and remain there even after many cell generation. In fact, bacterial cells containing multiple types of plasmids are not cured of each plasmid any more frequently than if the other plasmids were not there. However, sometimes two different types of plasmid cannot coexist stably in the same cell. In this case, one or the other plasmid is lost as the cells multiply. This loss is more frequent than would occur if the plasmids were not occupying the cell along with the other plasmids. If two plasmids cannot coexist stably, they are said to be members of the same incompatibility group. If two plasmids can coexist stably, they belong to different incompatibility groups. Some of the plasmids become incorporated into the host chromosome and are called episomes. But nowadays it is considered that an episome is a portion of genetic material that can exist independent of the chromosome at some time, while at other times is able to integrate into the chromosome. Examples of episomes include aplasmids, transposons, insertion sequences, etc. So, this is all about the plasmids. Thank you.